Yo, what's up guys? Back in with another video. Hope you guys are doing great. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make a countdown timer with JavaScript. So yeah, let's get to it. So over here, we have the HTML code, and on the side we have the website. I'm gonna do this so you guys can see better. And so yeah, let's get to it. So first, what I'll do is I'll make a P. So I'll make a paragraph and then I'll give it an ID of timer. In this paragraph we will have two zeros. What I mean by that is we'll have a scan 0 0, another scan, and another 0, and another scan, and another 0. Now you might be thinking, why are we doing scans? So we can update the clock if you want to. So for this scan, it will be hour. This one will be minute, and this one, you guys can see, will be second. Right? If you have it here, as you guys can see, and let's see, will be second. Right? If you have it here, as you guys can see, and there we go. So yeah, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger too. So in the style, I'll do font size 50 pixels. See how that looks. There we go, that's better. So now what I want to do is add 3 buttons. The buttons would have a start, pause, and a restart button. So I'll do start, alright. So now that we have the buttons, I am going to make them a little bit bigger by doing font size 30 pixels. See how that looks? That looks perfect. Now what I'm going to be doing is going to my JavaScript code and getting the reference to these buttons and timers. So I'll do alright. So now that I have the reference, what I will be doing is I will also make another variable for the time. So I'll do our time equals let's say we'll do 0, var minute time equals 0, and var second time equals 0. You guys will understand why we're doing this, or why I'm doing this. So what you should do now is we should make a function called update text, which update is the text, the timer, to the hour time and minute time and second time. So what we'll do is our.text content equals hour time, minute.text content equals minute time, second.text content equals second time. Now we'll call this update text whenever we want to update the timer. So next, what we'll do is we will handle the we'll handle the timer. What that means is, so we will handle the 2 zeros. So since we have 1 0, if we set it to time, it will be 1 0. So that's why you have to make it that if it's 0, then it will be 2 zeros. So in order to do that, we'll do fix timer method, and we'll say if our time equals 0, what we'll do is our time we'll set the hour.text content equals 0 0. So this will prevent it to, if it's 0, it will not be 0 only, it will be 2 zeros. So minute. Now what I want to do is make another button in HTML which adds the seconds by 10, and we'll see right here, add by 10. So, and I'll reference it here, var add equals document.getElementById add. So each time I click this add button, it will add 10 seconds. So let's do that. So add.onClick equals function. So we will do second time plus equals 10, and we will update text. But before we do that, in update text we want to fix timer. So let's see how that works. You guys see there's 2 zeros. Now why is that happening? It's because we are setting it to our time before we fix timer, and then we set it to that. So now we have to set it to that and then fix timer, so it's all. So this function runs after it's set to the 0. So as you guys can see here, now it works. Now as you guys can see, we can add a lot of seconds, but we need to fix it. You have to make it if the second is more than 60 seconds, then the timer goes up. How do we do that? Is we make a new function called handle time, and we do if second time is bigger than or equal to is bigger than 59, then second time equals 0 and minute time equals 1. And we also do if minute time is bigger than 59, then minute time becomes 0 and hour time becomes 1. And for the hour time, you can have as many hours as you want, or you can add another 2 zeros, which is gonna be the day, but for this tutorial I will not be doing the day one. So yeah, and we have to call this method. So what I'll be doing is I'll call that method right here on the update text. Let's see if that works. There we go. Oh, but as you guys can see, once we have 1, there the 0 goes away. So what I'll be doing is I'll say if it's less than 10. Remember, for the fixed timer, so less than 10, then it will have the 2 zeros. So let's see. Oh, my bad. So if it's, yeah, we should do plus 0, because if it's less than 10, it'll just add zeros. That's not what we want to do. We want to do, oops, my bad. We want to do our time. Minute time plus second time. So now that we do it, it will be, there we go. Oh, the reason that it was doing that is because we're equaling to 1, so we have to do plus equals 1. My bad. If we do it right now, as you guys can see, it works clearly well. Alright, so all now we have to do is start the timer. So what I'll be doing is making a variable here, timer equals, yeah, I'll just do timer, and over here function, we'll make a new function, start timer. In this function, what we will do is, so in the start timer, what we will be doing is counting down the timer. But how do we do that? So we'll do first is if the second doesn't equal to 0, then second minus 1 minus equal 1, right? Now we have to do else if the minute doesn't equal to 0, then minute minus equal 1. Alright, and in the last we'll do if our time, this is supposed to be time, my bad. If our time doesn't equal to 0, then we'll do our time minus equal 1. Now over here for the minute time, we have to do second time equals 59, because if minute goes down, then second is up. And over here we have to do minute time equals 59 and do second time equals 59, because if it goes down, if the hour is like 1 and it goes down, there will be 59 minutes and 59 seconds. Alright, so this start timer will count on our method, but we have to keep calling this function, or else it will just run one time and it will not keep running, because for the countdown timer we need to keep running. So what I'll do is on the start button we'll have an onClick method which will run a function which will initialize timer to set interval. I'll be using a set interval for this project. If you guys haven't seen my set interval set timeout video, there'll be a link in the description. Go ahead and watch that before you watch this, because it's really important to know what this method does. So yeah, I'll do set interval and I'll do start timer, and every second, obviously, because every second the timer goes down. And yeah, so let's see how it looks right now. So let's say I bust it 10, so I'll start. Oh, it is working, but the update text doesn't get called, so we'll do update text right here. And if you do that, there we go, boys. The countdown timer is working. And yeah, so we need to add one for the pause too. So pause.onClick equals function. What pause will do is it will clear interval timer, and so yeah, we'll just clear the timer. So let's see if it works. So let's start. Let's pause it. As you guys can see, it doesn't go down. Perfect. And what restart.onClick will do is, so what this will do is it will clear the interval timer and it will restart it to the default time. The default time I will put to 30, because 30 minutes. So the default time will be that, and yeah, we'll clear an interval. Second time will be 0, minute time will be 30, and hour time will be 0, and we'll update text. Let's see if it works. Alright, one more thing, we need to over here the minute one, we have to fix it to 30, because this HTML one overrides the JavaScript one. So because initially we put 30 here, you should have updated text to 30, but since over here we put 00, that's what it comes to first when you launch. So there we go. We can start, as you guys can see, pause and restart. Cannot by 10, start again, pause. But there's one thing that's missing here. So as you guys can see, if you keep pressing start and if you keep pressing it, see how it looks. So in order to fix that, and yeah, in order to fix that, every time we click the start button, you have to clear interval timer. That won't happen. So if we keep pressing start, as you guys can see, there we go, and it works really good. We can add 2 and it will count down and restart. So if you guys liked the video, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the like button, I appreciate it. And yeah guys, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace.